Begin by using a pencil and sketching out the shoe that you are choosing to draw. Notice how I'm using some structural lines and drawing very light. Now use pen and ink to outline. So we're using our nib pen. Make sure you have good control over it and do a nice contour line drawing of the shoe. Now I want you to think about hatching and cross hatching and add that in on parts of the shoe to add a little bit of depth and a little bit of weight. So on the image reference that I used, I could see some shadows in the back. I saw some right up here on the toe of the shoe. Notice my hatch marks, and now I'm going to crisscross, cross hatch to make it a little darker. And I'm finding moments all around the shoe to add some of those lines. And this is going to give the shoe a bit more personality and have it move towards a little bit more realistic kind of look. Just because you're adding some value, some darks and some lights. For watercolor paints, you'll need a tray of watercolors, a paintbrush, and a bucket of water. So when you paint, you want to make sure you get your brush wet with water and then wet the paint to wake it up, and then you can just begin painting. So I like to use the side of my brush for the larger spaces and then use the tippy toe of my brush for those smaller shapes and those tiny little corners that you need to get into. As you work, please keep in mind the water to paint ratio. If you have too much water, it can puddle up on you and it can start to spread around. So if you have more paint on your brush, less water, the colors are going to be more vibrant and you'll have a bit more control. So really just pay attention to how much water you are using and possibly use a sponge or a paper towel to help dab up and soak up some of that water. Be in control with your paintbrush, hold it tight, get into those tiny areas, really focus, and that's going to make your painting look really vibrant and strong, and it's going to stand out pretty good. So here I'm just using the tippy toe of my brush to add in a little more details. I'm going to put a little bit of paint under the shoe as a shadow, and then I'm complete.